In the series of learning programming in C, we have already discussed some basic about C, introduction to C language, structure of a C program and execution process of a C program, the steps, the translation, linking and loading model in the previous videos, right? And before writing a program, you should aware about some more concepts, and these concepts we will use while we write a program, like constants, variables we'll use, functions, data types. Without these you cannot write program. So first of all we will discuss these concepts, then we will come to programs, writing programs, right? So now in this video today I am going to talk about constants in C language. All the type of constants we will discuss with some examples and some rules to declare constants, like this value is a constant and this value is not a constant, means valid and invalid constants you can say, right? And this video is brought to you by Unacademy, because Unacademy is going to start a test series for all the GATE 2021 aspirants named GATE Challenge, and the series is having 4 levels. First 3 levels would be consisting 30 questions and 90 minutes. Its 3 levels are just, it's like to warm you up for the final round. In the final level you are having 65 questions and you need to solve those questions in 180 minutes. It's like the final grand finale test. It's like you are sitting in your proper GATE exam, final exam, right? And these test has been curated by the best faculties at Unacademy, and these are going to cover the complete syllabus of CSIT GATE 2021, and the series is going to start from 19th of December, as you can see here. And you can also take these tests live. If you take the test live, all India ranking would be provided to you, and you will get to know your position, means where you are standing in the competition, how well you have prepared, how well your preparation is for your GATE exam. And one more thing, if you are not able to take the test live, it's okay, you can also write the test after the live test is over, right? So if you are interested, you can go for it. All you need to do is you just have to download Unacademy app and you have to enroll for this test series. So if you are interested, you can go for it. All the details and the enrollment link as well as the invitation code I'll put in the description box of this video. You can go and check out. So now let us discuss constants in C. Constants are having fixed values. The value of constants are not going to be changed throughout the program, or you can say during the execution of a program. The values are to be fixed. The programmer, while writing a program, will specify these values, means compiler know the value of constant during compile time. You will not give the value at runtime, right? One thing is what we use, symbolic constants, so that we use to define some fixed values, like suppose value of pi. So you will write hash define pi is 3.14. This is what that definition section we have discussed when we were discussing structure of a C program. So the value of pi is fixed 3.14. It is symbolic constant. If you write hash define, suppose max value is 50. So the value of that max is what? Is to be 50 throughout the program. It is not going to be changed. You cannot change that value. These are symbolic constants, right? So we are having basically 2 types of constants in C. You can say numeric constants and character constants. Or somewhere it is also written 4 types of constant: integer constant, floating point constant, and character constant and string constant. Let us discuss. So these are 4 types of constant, or you can say 2 types, numeric and character constant. Numeric is further divided into 2 types: integer constant and real constant or floating constant. Here single character constant, string constant. So basically 4 types. So let us discuss. First one is integer constants. These are having decimal values, like if you write this 10, it is integer constant, 5 integer constant, 1 integer constant, 0 integer constant, right? These are valid. But if you write 0, 5, this is not, you can say, decimal constant. See, in integer also we have 3 types: decimal constant, octal constant and hexadecimal constant, right? Decimal means we can use the numbers from 0 to 9. Base is 10. Octal constant means from 0 to 7. Base is 8. And hexadecimal means we can use from 0 to 15, and base of these constants are 16. So integer also having 3 categories. So if you write 0, 5, that comes under octal constant, because the rule is what? Octal constants starts with value 0 always, right? But decimal constant means, yeah, you can use 0, but if there are 2 digits in that constant, so 0 can be at this side, right side, but 0 cannot be at this side, left side. If you write like this comes under category octal constant, right? And constants are also called literals, right? So here also we can express an integer in 3 forms: decimal, octal and hexadecimal. And by default, if we say integer constant, generally by default we represent that in decimal constant, not octal, not hexadecimal, right? Difference I have told you what is octal. Now how you write hexadecimal constant? See, in hexadecimal we have sequence of digits preceded by either 0x or you can say 0 small x. Let us suppose I write 0x. This is what? Hexadecimal constant, right? And see, in hexadecimal we use what? From 0 to 9 numbers and A to F characters. I have written here 0 to 15, but here we use from 0 to 9 numbers, 10 numbers, like, right? And after that 5 is what? Alphabets, A to F, right? So here you can say A means 10, 0 to 9 we use numbers, 10 numbers, then B, like this we are having from 0 to 15, 0 to 9 numbers, and then 10 to 15 we represent like A, B, C, D, E, F. So if I write 0x, that is also hexadecimal constant. If I write 0x and 7f, this is also hexadecimal constant. But if you write 0x and suppose I am writing 7g, this is not hexadecimal constant, because we cannot use g, we can use only A to F, right? So you can say these integer constants are sequence of digits. Suppose I am writing here 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also what? Integer constant. But rule are what? You cannot write like this 56, 100. You cannot write any comma or special character between these constants. So this is not valid. This is invalid constant, integer constant, right? And by default the sign is what? Plus. You can also use sign plus, or by default it's plus. If I write minus 1, 2, 3, this is also valid. So you can write a sign either minus or plus. If you write like this $1, 2, 3, this is incorrect. You cannot use any special character. You cannot use any comma. You cannot use any space like 57 space 100. This is also invalid. You cannot use space between these sequence of digits. There should not be any space, any commas, any special character. This is valid. 1, 2, 3, 4, or like 56 or 5, 6, 7, 8. This is also valid, right? So now I hope you got integer constant. Let us discuss real constants. So real constants are also known as floating point constants. These are having fractional part. Like if you write 12.56, this is decimal part. This is you can say this is what? The integer part. This is decimal point, and this is fractional part. So having decimal point, these are what? Real constants. So if I write plus this, that is also fine. If I write minus 56.02, that is also fine. Sign can be plus or minus. By default sign is plus, right? But if you write this is invalid. There cannot be 2 decimal points, right? And you can also represent these decimal points or these floating point constant in exponential form, having mantissa, then e, then exponent. Mantissa can be anything, like having that decimal point, and exponent is always constant, right? So these are some examples. See which one is valid constant or numeric constant or not. This one is valid, 0x, this is also valid. This is not valid. This is not valid because here we have space. 0, 1, 2, this is valid. 1, 2, 3, yes, this is valid, right? And if suppose I write 0x AF, this is also valid. And suppose if I write hash 123, this is invalid. You cannot use any special character or known digit character, right? So these are numeric constant. Let us discuss now character constants. These are also of two types, single character and string constant. What is single character constants? If I write like suppose single character is A, so you will write like this in single quotation. So this is what character constant. So you can say character constant is what? It is having a single character enclosed within single quote marks. This is character constant. This is also character constant. And suppose I write this backslash, this one 0. This is also character constant. These are backslash character constants. These are having different meanings. There is list of backslash character constants, right? Those are having different meanings. Fine. And you can say like if you write this one comma, this is also character constant, right? And if you write this @ this is also character constant. So any single character which is enclosed within these single quotation mark, within these you can also write down some characters also, like ABCD, capital ABCD, or some numbers and some special characters also. Those are character constants, and these character constants are within computer. These are being stored in the form of ASCII codes, right? Like here this A means 97, capital A means what? 65, like this small b means 98, and like this capital B means 66, and like this, so on, right? And these are also having their different this value. This is also character constant. If you write 1 and see 5 is not equal to this 5, this is character constant, it is having some different value. This is numeric constant. This you need to take care, right? If you are writing anything between these single quotes, the number, then that is character constant. That is not numeric constant. This is not integer constant. Fine. So ASCII value I am writing here, you can see. So these are ASCII values. Capital A to Z 65 to 90, small a to Z 97 to 122. 0 to 9 numbers are having ASCII value 48 to 57, and some special character like this comma or @ or some special characters are having values from 0 to 47, then 58 to 64, and 91 to 96, right? You can also check out like which special character is having between these values and between these and between these. You can Google it out, right? But you have to take care of this thing, and you can also perform some arithmetic operations on these character constants, right? Suppose I am printing this. See, if you are writing like this printf %d, this is for integer format specifier, and A, it is what? Single quote mark. So this is what? Character constant. So it will print what? Integer value of this A, because I am writing here format specifier %d. This is for integer. This is to print integer value, right? Here if you compiler will find it is %d, then it will print whatever is given here after this comma, the first one, for that it will print the decimal value, means that integer value. The integer value of A is 97, so it will print 97. And if you write %c, it is what? Character constant. It is used to print characters. And if you write here 97, then it will print the equivalent value, character value of this 97, that is small a. So you can check out these things. Maybe the output may be wrong, so you can tell me in the comment box if it is wrong or right. Fine. And see, every character is having integer value. That is why I am saying that you can also perform arithmetic operations on character constants, right? Next comes to string constant. So string constants are, you can say, sequence of characters enclosed within double quote mark. Like I am writing here, this is what? Sequence of characters and enclosed within double quote mark. So this is string constant. If you write A, B, C, this is what? String constant. And these characters may be letters, numbers, some special characters, space, everything. If I write like here A, B, $, this is also string constant. But here see one thing, if I write A in double quote, this is not It is single character but enclosed in double quotation mark. So it is not single character constant, it is string constant. And if I write A, this is what? Single character constant. But these are not equal. This is different thing, this is different thing. This you need to take care. This is string constant, this is what? Single character constant. Fine. And if I write like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double quote, this is also string constant, right? But here this like 1 is not equal to this 1 because this is single character and it is equivalent to its ASCII value. ASCII value of 1 is 49. But string constant, this is not equal to its ASCII value. This is string constant, right? So you need to take care of this thing also. And whenever this string constant is there in a program and when compiler read this string constant, then what compiler will do? Compiler will store the address of the first character, reads the address of the first character, and it will append a null character constant. It will append a null character constant at last. Why so? Just to mark this is end of this string, right? So length of the string is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here if you find out the length of this string, then it is not 5, it should be 6 because a compiler has added null character just to mark that this is end of this string. Fine. So now let us discuss how to declare constants in your program. We use what? Keyword? Const keyword to declare constant like this, right? One method is this one. So if you write in a program, suppose I am writing a function void main, I am not writing a complete program, you can include those header files, and I am writing here const int a value is 10 in this program, right? Means this value of a is constant throughout the program, you cannot change this value. If suppose you will print this value a, then always the output would be 10. And suppose after that I am writing a is equal to 50. You are trying to change the value of a, then this line will give error. That this value is, you can say it's read only value, you cannot change this value because you have written const keyword before this declaration, before this initialization of this variable. This is variable name. That also will discuss what are variables in C. This is data type. But if you write like this, int a is equal to 10, fine. When you will print value of a, 10 would be printed. But after that, anywhere in a program, you can change this value. If you write a is equal to 50, and then if you print value of a, then the updated value would be printed 50. Now you can change this value. This will not give error. So you have to declare constant using const keyword, right? Another thing is that I have discussed in starting of this video, you can use hash define, macro definition, symbolic constant. So there you can write this would be above this main. Although you can use anywhere the hash define statement, but generally we use where? Above this main function, right? So we write like what? Hash define. Suppose I am writing a 10. This is also fine, right? But generally here we write what? Capital letters only. Like if you are writing pi, then pi also. If you write max, then max also, like this, right? And why I am using these capital letters? So that you can distinguish between the normal variables within the programs and the symbolic constants. That is why there are some rules. When you use this hash define statement, then there are some rules to write this statements. And what are those rules? There should not be any space between hash and define. There should also be a space between hash define, this, and then name of that constant, and then value of that constant. Another thing, you cannot use here equal to, right? This would be wrong. Fine. You cannot use semicolon after the statement. This would be wrong. So these rules you have to take care. So this is, you can say, types of constant and how you declare constant in your C program. So you can also write down this thing on your IDE, or you can run this program and you can check this is giving an error or not. And when you remove this, you can also check the value is going to be updated or not, and you can tell me in the comment box, right? So I think that's it about constant. In next video I am going to discuss that variables in C. So now that's it for this video. Now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.